Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be applying some leather treatment to the seats inside my 2014 BMW 330d. I've owned this since new. Normally, as part of my car detailing regime, I've hoovered the seats and wiped them down with a wet cloth. I've never applied any leather balms before. They're in pretty good nick considering their age. But today we'll see what difference it makes using some leather cleaning specialist products.
Looking at the existing condition of the seats, the top is still like new, as this area doesn't get much wear. Looking down towards the side bolsters, you can see the grain looks a little white and dry. There's a little sagging where the seats take most of the weight, although I don't expect this process to have any effect on that. There's also some very slight discoloration from gene dye transfer. There are a few black spots that haven't wiped clean. The armrest is a little shiny and discoloured from where my elbow usually rests. The armrest on the driver's door is still looking good. There's a little bit of shine and a depression from where my elbow rests. First things first, I'm going to vacuum the seats to make sure as much dirt is removed prior to applying the leather treatment. I'm using my fingers to pull the seams apart to reach where most of the dirt collects.
So these are the products that we're going to be using today to clean the seats. First thing, it's the Autoglym leather cleaner. For this, it just recommends to hoover the seats, which we've done. And then we're going to spray it onto the seats and agitate it. It says with the sponge or cloth, but I've seen on some previous sites that it's recommended to use like a soft leather brush, so that's what I've got here. I've got this to get into any nuts and crannies that the normal brush won't get into. Once that's been applied and left on the seats for a couple of minutes, the idea then is to wipe it off with a damp microfiber cloth. Once the seat's completely dry, the idea is to put this leather balm on to protect it. So let's see what happens.
I'm going to apply masking tape down the middle of the seat so we can see what the seats look like before and after treatment. I've started by spraying a large section of the seat. I then later realised that on a hot day it would be better working on smaller sections at a time so the leather cleaner doesn't dry out before it's had time to be worked into the seat. I'm using a circular motion with the brush to help the bristles get into the grain of the leather. This coral red leather interior has a coarse grain compared to the softer, higher end merino leather BMW offers, so needs a little more elbow grease to work the product into it. Although this is a good quality brush, I'm finding it difficult to hold now my hands are slippery when covered in the leather cleaning product. I think if the brush handle had some ribs down the side, it would make it easier to hold. This leather cleaner has already removed the little black tar-like spots that were in the leg rest crumb capture. I'm going to speed up this section while I work the leather cleaner into the rest of the seat. Once applied, it recommends to leave the cleaner to soak in for a couple of minutes before wiping it off. I'm using a clean, damp microfiber cloth to remove the leather cleaning product. Again, when wiping, make sure you get into the seams to remove as much product as you can. I'm flipping over the microfiber as I work different sections to reduce how many times I need to rinse and wring out.
Alright, so now the leather cleaner's been applied. It has made a difference. It does look like it has cleaned the leather. I've wiped it with a damp cloth. It's just waiting to dry now, so that's going to take a few minutes, although it's quite a hot day today, so it's drying pretty quickly. It does, at the moment, especially around here, there was some little specks of dirt that didn't come off. They've all come out of here. And the leather does look like it's lost its shine. So we'll see what it looks like once it's completely dry. Okay, so now it's dried. I'm going to get it in the shadow so it's a bit easier to see. Compared to this side, you can see there's the shine. And obviously in here there's the dirt as well. And then compared to this side, it's taken that shine off. And the leather does look healthier. It's a bit hard to tell on the camera, but that does look good. So we'll put some of the Care Balm protector solution on next to protect the leather.
To apply the leather balm, I'm using another clean microfiber cloth. Maybe because the microfiber cloth is new and dry, I'm using quite a lot of product to ensure there's a good coat on the leather for it to soak in. Make sure you work the balm into the seams. Once applied, leave it to soak into the leather for a few minutes.
So after cleaning with the Care Balm, there's only a very slight bit of dye transfer that's gone onto the cloth. And I think that might have been where I didn't wipe it off fully in one of the corners.
Now the balm has had time to soak in, I'm using another clean microfiber to wipe away any excess. At this height, I wasn't expecting to see much difference. Towards the bottom, the colour is richer and the grain isn't as dry. The bottom seat is where the biggest difference can be seen. The grain doesn't look dry anymore, it's not shiny and looks smoother. The dirt within the seams has gone too. The crumb catcher also looks spotless, all of the black marks have gone.
So after cleaning, the feel is different. This feels a lot smoother and less textured compared to this side, which is quite rough. I think this line, I think the sticky tape's obviously left a bit of residue, or it's pulled up a bit of the oil off the grease off the seat. But yeah, considering how easy that was to do, it's quite a good result.
Now for the armrest and the other half of the driver's seat. leather cleaner. Now that the seat has dried, I'm applying the leather balm to protect it. And finally, once the balm has soaked in, I'm wiping any excess off. I'm using a detailing brush to get into the gap between the armrest and the side panel. This looks really good. The leather is soft and looks healthy. You can still see where my elbow rests, however there is no discoloration whatsoever. I've applied the same cleaning process to the front passenger side seat. Leather cleaner brushed in, then wiped down and left to dry. Next, leather balm applied using a microfiber cloth, and now I'm wiping off the excess after it has had several minutes to soak into the leather. And now a time lapse of the rear seats.
So you can see here how much dirt has been removed from the leather.
I'm really impressed with the results. These seats look almost like new. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you would like to see more videos like this.